Today we talked about the woman who wrote Tar Beach, Faith Ringgold. And we also talked about another male artist, Kerry James Marshall. They both shine light on the modern and current events that are going on in the world, even though their art pieces weren't that current. They were a few years ago.
This is the quilt I wanted us to focus on. It's called the Tar Beach. Let's quickly just discuss obvious stuff. Alex, what stands out to you? What do you notice first? Where does your eyes go right away?
The table with the family.
Yep, the table with the family. So this is a close, very close relationship that we see. I agree with you. And for me, it's that beautiful blue sky. And what's interesting is, as a New Yorker, I don't think we look at the sky enough because we're always on a mission. We're always going somewhere, right? So to me, it was the blue sky. Anything else?
The person flying over the bridge.
Okay, yeah, definitely. You could see the artist, Faith Ringgold. We're going to check her out on YouTube soon. She's using her imagination and taking us to that unknown, right? Fantasy world of flying. There are two kids. Alex, you can't yawn on me. Did you get enough sleep last night?
No, I never do.
What appears to be not on a beach, but instead on a roof.
A patio or a rooftop?
Definitely rooftop. What particular bridge is this? You would not know unless you go all the way up to Uptown. Where in Uptown is this?
The Triborough Bridge?
It looks like a Triborough Bridge, doesn't it? There's so many bridges that look alike. This particular one, she was thinking about George Washington Bridge that connects to New Jersey. What's fascinating are these patterns that she decided to use as a framing device instead of framing them on a wooden frame, right? And then if you look more carefully, there are writings all over it, which she also used the same image to create a book.
My name is Faith Ringgold, and I wrote Tar Beach, the book, in 1990. I will always remember when the stars fell down around me and lifted me up above the George Washington Bridge. I could see our tiny rooftop with Mommy and Daddy and Mr. and Mrs. Honey, our next door neighbors, still playing cards. Sleeping on Tar Beach was magical. Lying on the roof in the night with the stars and skyscraper buildings all around me made me feel rich, like I owned all that I could see. Daddy said that the George Washington Bridge is the longest and most beautiful bridge in the world, and that it opened in 1931 on the very day I was born. Daddy worked on that bridge, hoisting cables. Since then, I've wanted that bridge to be mine. Now I have claimed it. All I had to do was fly over it for it to be mine forever. I can wear it like a giant diamond necklace. Daddy took me to see the new Union building he is working on. He can walk on steel girders high up in the sky and not fall. But still, he can't join the Union because Grandpa wasn't a member. Well, Daddy is going to own that building because I'm going to fly over it and give it to him. Then it won't matter that he's not in their old union or whether he's colored or a half-breed Indian, like they say. It's very easy. Anyone can fly. All you need is somewhere to go that you can't get to any other way.
That is Faith Ringgold. She's 89 years old. Is she 89 years old?
I think so. Yeah, I did the
Yeah.
math.
Yeah. So can you imagine? She wrote that book. And what is she, anything that resonated with you, anything that you remember the most that stood out to you?
When she said that if you have a place to go that you can't get to by walking or any other way, that you're flying among the stars.
Yeah, so clearly she's using her imagination to go to those unknown places. Okay, anything else?
I like how she said she's gonna give the Union building to her dad.
Yep, that stood out to me the most. That just wanted to make me cry, and that he couldn't even join the union because her father, so basically her grandfather, was not a union member prior to. So there were many obstacles and restrictions along the way. So keeping that in mind, not only did she actually write children's book and illustrated them, but she also made painting on a fabric, which makes it textile art. I just found that her great grandmother was a slave. Her job as a slave was to make quilts. So it's fascinating to relate and knowing that history of her ancestors. They came as a slave and what they did for their work. And then here, Faith Ringgold, who's still alive, she's 89 years old.
That's really amazing.
Because she could have just painted them, and I think it would have been so much easier. Kerry James Marshall.
Kerry James
Marshall. So how old is he? He was born in 1955.
65.
You got it. 65. He painted this 2015. And I find this so interesting. 5 years later, we're in year 2020. What do you notice that he chose to paint?
A policeman.
Yeah, but not just any policeman. He's a black policeman, right? So why do you think Kerry James Marshall painted a police officer this way?
To show that we're equal and that they're not hostile.
Yeah, police officers been on the news non-stop because what happened to George Floyd in Minnesota, we cannot deny that. Even if you try to look the other way, someone's life was taken away, right? By the police officers. I mean, at the time when he painted this 2015, he read and there were other black people, men, women, children, wrongfully being accused and dying or, being killed by the police officers. So he really wanted to make a statement, but he did it in very quiet manner, just like Faith Ringgold did it in a very peaceful, magical way. There was no justice for them, but they made it into something positive. So I find this particular portrait even more relevant with the protest that's going on. I don't know about you, but I could hear the protesters passing by from my apartment.
Thank you.
Even if you're not there up front protesting with these people, saying that Black Lives Matter, just like your signage on the back of your background image. Yeah, and I really appreciate that, but to you, what's going through your mind? What do you think about this whole entire movement? Faith Ringgold's her ancestor goes back to great grandmother being a slave.
I mean, I don't know how ridiculous America can get. It's only the color of their skin, and I think that they shouldn't have to pay and shouldn't have to be wrongly accused and shouldn't have to be tortured like this. Please subscribe to our channel, Private Museum Tours. Make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on our notifications. Virtual Art Talks for Teens.
Come back and join us. We'll try to post this 3 times a month.
Make sure to wash your hands and stay safe.
Stay safe.